Hey guys, what's going on? This is Brian here at Classic G-Body Garage, and in this episode of G-Body How To, I'm going to show you how to remove the heater box. Oh boy, is this going to be fun. Alright guys, well here we go. I'm going to go ahead and tackle removing the AC box. Now a lot of these people remove these AC boxes for a couple of reasons. Basically to get rid of the AC altogether if you're a racer and you want to plate it off to save some weight, you know, if you're a drag racer, whatever it might be. Secondly, people might want to remove the AC to put a heater box only because it is a cleaner look. You don't have all the AC going on. Maybe you don't want the AC in your car. Or you're going to remove it because you're restoring the car. Or, in my case, I'm removing it because someone bought it and this is a parts car. So, many reasons why I want to go ahead and show you guys how to go ahead and do this. I've had this video request for many times over and never really had the opportunity to do it. So, here we go. Now, before I get going on this, click on the link in the upper left-hand corner of this video. That is the G-Body How To playlist. In there, you will find a series of G-Body projects, hopefully to help you out on your G-Body project. And if you don't find what you need within that video series, put a comment in the comment box below. Let me know what you're working on, and I can make a video for you, a nice video for the future in the G-Body How To playlist. Okay, guys, well, I do have the fender off, I do have the hood off, and I do have the header panel off. Go back to that G-Body How To playlist if you're unsure how to remove those items from your G-Body, because I have videos on those as well. So let's go ahead and get started. Alright, so obviously there is a lot involved when removing an AC box or heater box. Now especially an AC box because you have all the AC right up front, and most likely it's still hooked up unless someone already unhooked it or if you already unhooked it. But if your AC is hooked up and it still has a charge in it, you're going to want to properly evacuate it by hooking it up to the proper equipment. Now, a way to find out if your AC system has a charge in it or not, well, is of course turn on the AC in your car. If it works, then it obviously has a charge. You can also pull the cap off on the accumulator right here, put your finger on the valve, on the Schrader valve, and if nothing comes out, like in this car, well, all the Freon's gone out of the system. So, I am safe to go ahead and start removing the lines because I'm going to want to remove the AC line right here and also this one right here. That's going to be the very first thing that I do. Now, secondly, you're going to start pulling the wires off of the blower motor, off of the resistor, off of the relay, off of the accumulator. This one's already unplugged. And then next, you're going to want to go ahead and remove the heater lines, go into the heater core, the heater hoses. Remove those. Thirdly, you have all this going on up top here. Go ahead and get rid of the weather stripping. You have a screen. You have the windshield wiper arms that'll have to come off. You have this piece of chrome here that'll have to come off as well. That's because there are several bolts hiding behind this piece of chrome that holds the heater box to the firewall. And you can see the bolts that follow along. There's one hiding up in there. They run down here, they run across the bottom as well. Now, once you get all of that undone, you are pretty much set on the exterior. Then you have to move over to the interior. Best way to do it is remove the glove box, and you're going to have to unhook a few things in there. So, what I'm going to do now is just start pulling everything apart that I just showed you. Alright, I am moving right along here. I have everything unhooked on the outside. I got the AC lines unhooked. I have the wire harness all unhooked, sitting right here. I have the heater hoses undone, and I also removed all of the bolts that go around the entire perimeter of the firewall that hold the heater box on. So, you can see the heater box is loose to the firewall. So now I am only about halfway there. So what I'm going to do now is start working on things on the inside. So what I need to do is I need to pull the heater controls out, and I also need to pull the glove box door off as well, so I can get to the wire harness back here, as well as the cables that go from the controls to the heater box itself, and also anything else that needs to be undone, unplugged, whatever it might be behind here. So I'm going to go ahead, remove the controls, and remove the glove box door right now. Alright, I have the glove box door removed, and I also went ahead and removed the heater controls. Now the heater controls are only held on with 4 7mm bolts. It all comes down, of course, when the radio is out. Here are the radio wires, and then the heater controls. You have a plug right here, a plug right here, and then you also have all the vacuum lines that go to it as well. And the vacuum lines are the ones that run right here. There's a main plug right here as soon as you remove the glove box door, and then these lines go through the firewall under the hood to the vacuum source, which is the engine. And then you also have the main wiring harness that the plug is right here, and that goes over to the plugs right here and right here. And then you have sneaking up right there this brown wire. This is the main power to the AC unit. So go ahead and unplug that. We're going to remove the plug off of the controls here. This plug right here, which they just pop right off very easily. You don't want to remove the vacuum lines from the back of the controls. You're going to want to unplug the main harness right here, and these vacuum lines will then go to the back of the control unit right here as well. So then lastly, you have the cable, the blend door cable, hot and cold. That cable is, you're going to want to follow it. It is way up on top. It is located right there. You can see where it connects. Let me go ahead and move the slide arm, hot and cold, and you can see it moving back and forth. Alright, so you're going to want to carefully, and I mean carefully, remove that metal clip right there. If you have to break it with the pair of pliers, sometimes they come off relatively easy. I might try to just wiggle it off. Actually, you know what? This one's already broken. I just broke it off right there. So that's not supposed to be broken, as you can see right there. So that clip is what you want to remove, because that removes the cable from the blend door. And then there is a clip right here that holds the cable to the heater box, and there is a squeeze clip on both sides. You squeeze both sides with your hand. Come on out of there. Sometimes you gotta get a pair of pliers up in here, but you squeeze the top and the bottom, and it pulls out of the heater box. And then you can go ahead and remove this unit. Now, one of the last things that you need to do with unhooking things is there is a screw right there which undoes the ductwork from the heater box itself. So I'm going to go ahead and take care of all of this. Okay, heater controls are removed. This is all that remains of the wire harness sitting, which is part of the harness that goes through the firewall. Now, a couple of things to undo behind it. You have a bolt right here, and then you have a bolt right here. Now this one's pretty important because this is what pretty much fastens the heater box, which is this right here, to the dash ductwork as well. And then this is just a small ductwork piece that goes underneath the dashboard right there. So go ahead and remove these two and see what we have going on next. Alright, I have everything pretty much unbolted, unplugged, whatever it might be. So we have the harness right here that feeds through the firewall right there, and then you see this black wire right here. Now this is a ground. That harness has its own ground that grounds to the bottom of the dashboard, which is found right there, which is a 10mm bolt. So I'm going to go ahead and undo that and see if we could remove this heater box. Okay, since I have everything unhooked under the dash, I went ahead and started pulling on the heater box and got it this far. Everything kind of came out. You need to kind of work it around the side of the firewall right here because it gets kind of stuck on the corner right here. So just kind of carefully wedge it around. Now, one thing I did not unhook, it's very simple, is a clip right here that holds part of the interior harness to the heater box. So let me go around the inside and show you where the clip is located. It is that clip right here, and you can see it holds some of the speaker wires, the antenna for the radio. So just undo the clip. It's very easy. Feed the wires out of it, and then there we go. They're all unhooked out of it. So let me go ahead now and see if the heater box will come out. the heater box is out, and all that remains is a big gaping hole in the firewall. So here we have it on the ground. And one of the last items that I forgot to mention when I started pulling this heater box out is this vacuum line right here. This one was attached to the servo up in the dashboard that operates the upper heater vents. Now, when I say servo, I mean this guy right here. This is a plastic servo on the older heater boxes. They're metal. Now what these are vacuum operated devices that when you slide the controls back and forth, it feeds vacuum to these different servos, which operates the vents in the dashboard for heat, down on the floor, up in the dash, and for the defrost. So there are a couple of these throughout the heater box that you will find where all these vacuum lines go to. But there you go, guys. That's how you remove the heater box in any 78 to 88 G body. Hopefully this video will help you out when it comes time to remove yours. Now, this car I have pretty far apart because I am parting this car out. Now, it is not necessary to remove the fender, remove the header panel, remove the hood, you know, to get the heater box out. Now, of course, it does help to remove the fender. However, you can remove the heater box if you remove the plastic inner well and the wheel. You can access everything up from underneath and then fish the heater box down through where the plastic inner well once was. But like I said, it is a lot easier, of course, if the car is this far apart. So, that's it, guys, for this video. Make sure you're hitting that subscribe button down below. Also, the link for Classic G Body Garage Facebook and Instagram. Go ahead and follow us on those two platforms. Give this video a thumbs up. And until the next Classic G Body Garage video, keep those G bodies rolling.